Welcome to Bleep Bloop, brought to you by Mountain Dew Voltage. I'm your host, Jeff Rubin. This week I am joined by John Glazier, creator and star of Delocated on Thursdays at 9:30 on Adult Swim, and from College Humor, Pat Castles and Josh Rubin. No relation. This week we are taking a look at stereotypes in fighting games, starting with big, slow, but strong Russian dudes. And when it comes to slow but strong Russian dudes, nobody is slower, stronger, and more Russian than Zangief.
You know what it kind of comes back to? I think of Rocky IV with Ivan Drago. He's like the original giant Russian.
Computer must get bored of saying Zangief wins. Of course he wins. Look at him. They did not program Zangief loses. That'll never come up.
If Zangief does lose, the game just crashes. You have to reset it.
You win $1 million. An address comes up. They tell you how to go. They give you directions, and you go get $1 million.
So Zangief obviously not alone in big, strong, slow Russians in fighting games. You know, there's Karnov in Fighter's History. And there's a tradition that goes all the way back to the original Nintendo with Soda Popinski in Punch-Out.
He's a monster! He's gigantic.
I guess Nintendo can, a stereotype of Russians is that Russians have a slight pink hue to their skin. Oh, now Mac does too. Mac. Just completely bludgeoned by this Russian man.
Moving on to women. Women are, of course, stereotyped across all video games, but particularly in the fighting genre, where they have to be either one of two things, either the femme fatale or the tiny Asian girl. Either way, they're going to have enormous breasts, but let's start with the femme fatale, probably epitomized by Nina in the Tekken series.
Or Rebecca Romaine Stamos in Femme Fatale, the Brian De Palma film.
Stop referencing Brian De Palma movies.
Oh my god, this is almost as good as Blowout.
Right now, this pairing, it looks like a very, very elaborate Japanese pornography.
He just came from a rave. He's got his glow sticks.
Yeah. You could say, maybe this is empowering to women because she's like a woman, she's fighting, she's strong.
Though, you have to wonder if their real concern was empowering women, if they would have had her wearing that purple dress with just the boobs cut out of it.
This is like that scene in the movies when woman and the man who actually kind of love each other fight, and it's very somewhere between being sexy and actually fighting. I just saw Battlestar last night, and there was Starbuck was fighting someone.
Just to be clear, you're on a video game show on the internet, you're wearing a Star Trek shirt, and you just said, I should just watch Battlestar.
Guys, whatever. I'm getting a bloody nose, I gotta go.
See, tiny Asian girls are always the best character for people that never play, because you just mash on all the buttons and you just unleash yourself.
They were very agile.
There it is. Wow. Tiny Asian girls.
Took down the big black guy.
The most unassuming characters are actually the most badass.
You ever see Ghost Dog? There's that old guy carrying his groceries, and some young dude's gonna try to mug him, and he just takes him out, and he's got super sweet moves.
Nobody has gotten it worse in fighting games than Native Americans.
Video games clearly the biggest injustice the Indians have ever faced. I mean, I can't think of anything else.
Every major fighting franchise has to have the Native American character. There's Julia in Tekken, there's Chief Thunder in Killer Instinct, there's Thunder Hawk in Street Fighter 2, there's Nightwolf in Mortal Kombat, and of course in Virtua Fighter, Wolf Hawkson.
His arms moved like two herds of buffalo. They were unstoppable. His pants were more purple than the skies over New Mexico on a sun-crest night.
And also, he reminded me of Billy Blanks.
Why would he choose pink garments?
Feel this material.
That's real suede. It's a little funny that we're an Indian character and we're fighting at a casino. Is this his level? Is this
come down to my casino sometime and fight me.
This is just evolving into us making fun of him. This is we're doing better.
Guys, let's wrap this up. What have we learned here today? What has this taught us?
Video games are kind of flew under the radar of political correctness because TV shows and movies and even comic books these days are closely examined for stereotypes and stuff like that. But I think I've never really seen an examination, so it's time. I mean, we've done it here. I think we've pretty much covered it here. We've solved the problem here, but
America.
You're welcome.
You know what I learned today? Always bet on black.
Black's one of the characters' names in this.